So apparently in this whole big expansion deal, things are far from over. We talked about Florida State yesterday, today being their deadline that they need to decide, are you 1 foot in, are you 1 foot out? Now Nebraska's athletic director has come out and said, dude, I don't know what everybody is being calm about, but this whole deal is so far from over. Trev Alberts said, history is unkind to conferences that have not had the courage to expand. This is from the Lincoln Journal-Star. I don't believe it's done. I don't believe it's done, he says about expansion. It's never been done. It's likely more than not that there will be continued periods of angst. When did we forget the word angst in vernacular? When did we say we were going to throw the word angst out? We don't use it very often, do we? Well, Trev Alberts did. Angst is how he put this realignment, and says it will only get angstier. He says he believes that the next go-round, that's his basic conclusion, will be far more disruptive than anything we're currently engaged in. We need to prepare ourselves mentally for that. What we have learned is Trev is a college football doomsday prepper. Can we take 1 second? He throws the word angst in there, which is already like, and then he goes in a doomsday prepper of, it's only going to get worse. And not, get ready or you'll see, but prepare yourself mentally. Get your tinfoil hat and get ready. Because college, you think this is expansion? It's not, Trev says. And I don't know from a Big 12 perspective how to feel about that, because it feels like we are inching closer and closer to this assimilation, or toward almost consolidation, where you take the top 30, 40, maybe 50 brands in college football and you put them all in one bubble and you say, this is college football. Anything outside of this top 50 is not college football. We've taken out any luster from when number 15 and undefeated Tulane plays number 18 and undefeated Florida Atlantic. We've taken that away from the game. And I can see that. I can see how that's the case here, how it's maybe you could say it's ruining college football. It depends on, do you want to see more of number 15 Tulane and number 18 FAU? Are you kind of a maniac sicko of college football? I am. I personally love those. Or do you want to see more Georgia LSU? Do you want to see more Alabama Ohio State? And what people are starting to learn now is the money, the TV. People do want to see Florida play Ohio State. They want to see LSU go out there and take on Clemson. They don't want to see Tulane and FAU. To a pretty dramatic extent, they don't want to see Iowa State play West Virginia. And that sucks for us, because I love Iowa State, West Virginia, but it doesn't bring in the money. There's a reason that there's such a large gap between the money the SEC and the Big 12 makes, the money the Big 10 and the Big 12 make. Because the quality of competition, while good, still in the Big 12, it doesn't match these power two games that are bringing in viewers across the world. There's not a game in the Big 12 that can bring in as many viewers as when Alabama plays LSU in the regular season. And that's why all the money is being allotted to the Southeast Conference. So if this is true, if what Trev is saying is correct, and we're going toward even deeper depths of expansion, that's honestly not good for the Big 12. I saw somebody put out a video the other day. Can the Big 12 survive expansion? Will what happened to the Pac-12 happen to the Big 12? And I don't think so. I think the Big 3 is a good model, because the ACC is not trending in a great spot. However, I am worried that college football is getting to a point where if you don't have the money, they say sorry and they move on. They move on past teams like a Cincinnati. You just got to the Power 5. What can you do for me? And then college football says, hey, we're going to have two conferences that really matter. We're going to give them all the TV. They're going to be the biggest show in town. And maybe you're lucky to pull yourself up by your bootstraps out of your Big 12 and into their conference. It is this conference realignment has almost become what they do is that soccer, where you have 20 teams, and then in the second league you have 20 teams, and the bottom four from the top league they go down, and the top four from the second league they go up. And it's just like staircasing. That's kind of what realignment is. Hey, Oregon State, you weren't really pulling your weight there at the bottom of the Pac-12. Yeah, sorry, you're done. You're out of luck. Hey, whoa, UCF, you are killing it. You're doing great. Let's bring you up to the next step, the next level. That's what realignment is. That's what expansion is, and we're seeing that play out to what I felt like was an extreme. But if you ask Nebraska's athletic director, we haven't even come close to the extreme yet, and that scares me. I wonder where some of these Big 12 teams would land in the event we hit a college football apocalypse, when everything goes to hell in a handbasket. And teams across the country are trying to find a new conference or trying to get into a super conference, trying to get to the SEC or the Big Ten. If those are the only two left, what do you do? And the same goes for Rutgers and Northwestern. Are they marked safe just because they're already in the Big Ten? Is Vanderbilt marked safe because of its research, its money, its endowment? I don't even know what it is, but I'm sure it's nice. Are they marked safe in the SEC? Are the bottom 12ers of the Big Ten, do they just get to stick around when the college football apocalypse hits? If that's what's coming, sure, prepare yourself mentally. But I don't know. I don't know that we get to a point where, and it's kind of a stupid thing to say. What I'm going to say, it's a stupid thing to say. I don't know if we do get to a point where money completely destroys college athletics. Somebody somewhere down the line, some humanitarian will say, stop, regroup. No, let's go back to the basics and let number 15 Tulane play number 18 Florida Atlantic. Somebody down the road is going to say that, and it's going to save college football before we get the doomsday scenario that has been pitched by the Nebraska athletic director, Trev Alberts. Thanks, Trev. Cool name. Here on Locked On Big 12, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Folks, that is your team. It's every day.